Hey guys, so I just want to quickly do a mini video on debt. Was that surprising? It must be surprising because you see the other videos I post are all about luxury unboxing, fancy things, expensive things, very expensive things. And just to summarize, yes, I do have debt. I have student loan debt, and this is the amount of student loan debt that I have. Well, that I started with, and this was back in February of 2017. I graduated grad school in 2016. It is now 2020, so I've been out of school for almost 4 years. And since that time, I've been paying off student loans. And February 2017 is actually when my grace period ended, and that was the total amount that I had to pay. $1,000 of that total amount is actually a federal direct loan from the school that I actually paid after graduation. So in theory, it was only $138,184.40, which is only. So basically $140K is what I had, which is 6 figures worth of debt, which is a lot of money. And I recognize that it's a lot of money, and I understand that buying luxury goods is not helping me. But the luxury goods that I buy, I feel like I don't have to explain myself because everyone is different and everyone kind of pays or spends their money however they want, and to each their own. But it's really for every kind of milestone that I take with this loan payoff journey, I will always reward myself for something, whether it be a luxury item, a spa day, going out to eat, or just chilling. That's just how I do it. So, but yeah, I've gotten some requests from my friends to show how I do this, and it's basically this. It's all just budgeting and saving, and I really advocate for saving and budgeting, and I love budgeting. And yes, I know I could do all of this on Excel, on Microsoft or a MacBook or whatever, and have it really plain and very structured. But for me, I like doing stickers. I like doing pen work, and I have good penmanship. Obviously, I've always been commended for my penmanship, and I don't know. I just like going on Etsy and getting stickers. And yes, I understand that I could just save money by not buying stickers and just doing this online, but it's not the same. It doesn't keep me motivated, and I think because it looks so nice, it keeps me motivated. So yes, and also these highlighted boxes, that is dollar amounts. It actually is dollar amounts, and these are just kind of like a summary of dollar amounts. So from and the numbers are the months. So January, February, March, April. This is of 2019. This is of 2020 down here. So from January 2019 to December 2019, I paid anywhere from $4,000 up to $6,000 a month towards my student loans. And you're probably wondering how I do that. I really budget and save. I make a pretty good income. I'm not going to share my income because that's private, but I make enough where I can put a lot of this money towards student loans. Other things about me is I do not rent. I do stay at home to save money on renting, because in where I live, rent is exorbitantly expensive. Rent is like a very pricey mortgage payment in a weird way. So instead of renting, I just decided, and my parents have let me stay at home while I pay off my loans. And I'm very strict about that. I pay off my loans. I, do things around the house. They let me stay here rent free in exchange for doing chores or paying off utility bills and other things, and just helping them. And I'm very grateful for that. And I'm also very grateful to have a job where I'm able to throw a large amount of money to my loans. And I guess long story short, I've been with the company for almost 10 years now, and I've gathered enough seniority where I've had raises and little raises and stuff. So I've increased my income drastically from school to now. So that's why I'm able to pay off such large amounts. And it does hurt. And there are times where if I want to buy, let's just say I want to buy a fancy item and it costs a lot of money, I usually think about the item and then I think about the purchase. And if I want to treat myself, I always tell myself I can treat myself a little later. Whatever I want will always be there. And I trick my mind into paying off my loans versus paying off a thing that I really wanted, kind of thing. I mean, obviously for holidays and stuff, I will treat myself and I do buy gifts for myself and my family. But overall, I'm pretty frugal, I'm pretty conservative. I don't really go out to eat. I don't spend money on food, like eating out food. I don't spend money on alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't drink coffee. I don't get my nails done anymore because I knew how much money I was wasting getting my nails done, which for a girl getting your nails done, it's a lot of money to go to get gels or acrylics and stuff or dip powders. It can cost anywhere from like 30 to 50 bucks, and that's including tip and stuff. So yeah, the lighting's kind of bad because it's raining outside and cloudy, but at the same time, diffused light has the best photographs. But yeah, that's basically it. It looks really pretty too. And then on, I think this page, I have this really nice quote: "Passion and purpose gives you progress." Erin Condren with her quotes, and this is just a very simplified version of the page before, where I do check marks and see how much I've paid off. And currently, that is my loan amount. Oops. That is how much I have left, and I am very excited to pay this off because once I pay off my loans, I'm just gonna go crazy. I'm like, I don't know. I'll make a viral video. I don't know. I'll just go crazy. But yeah, so far, it's a very short explanation on my loans. This is all just graduate loans. I did not have undergraduate loans. I did come from a family that my parents did factor in college when we were younger, so they saved for our college and they were able to pay college for me, which I'm very, very blessed and grateful for. And I don't know, in a weird way, I don't know how they did it. And they did it during that financial crisis of 2008, and when everything was just like in the sinkhole, similar to what's happening now with the virus going around. And in my honest opinion, people need to stop freaking out. Don't freak out. Things will bounce back. Basically Y2K 20 years later. But that's for another video. But yeah. So that's about it, guys. $5,000 a month. It's very hefty and steep, but like I said, I'm really a single income person. Like, I don't have any, my parents are still very working parents. My family is very independent. They're financially stable. I'm financially stable for the most part, just, except for my loans and things. I'm not married. I don't have any kids. I don't have any of those heavy hitting lifestyle requirements. I don't know. Life things. I can't think of the word now. Yes. I'm not a mom. I don't have kids. I don't have to support anyone besides myself. So for me to come on here and say it's easy, it's easier, quote unquote, easier, just because I am just my own person, but it's still hard because instead of investing, I mean, I still do invest in stuff, but instead of really saving my money and letting it grow in a mutual fund or an index fund or anything like that, I'm paying off loans. And that's really just for me because I knew that once I refinanced. Oh, by the way, I did refinance. So this is the loan amount I had when I did federal student loans, and I refinanced a year and a half later with a private company for a shorter, or not a shorter, but for a lower loan amount. So I could pay it off faster without having to worry about the interest rate, which was pretty steep. It was 7% from the federal government. In hindsight or retrospect, I guess it's a lot cheaper than a credit card loan, because credit cards are sometimes like 14, 15, 24%, depending on the credit card. So 7% in comparison is not that bad. But I got it down to like almost 3%, 4%. So that helps a lot. So I can pay more in my principal. And this is not the required payment that I have every month from the company or from my loan servicer or whatever, from my private loans. This is just what I pay. So I pay extra, and I'd pay extra so I could throw it at my principal, so my principal goes down, so I have to pay less interest and I can pay more on my principal amount so I can pay it off faster. So don't think like, oh my gosh, they're requiring me to pay $5,000. No, I pay $5,000. I choose to pay $5,000. I think my like minimum payment is like $1,100 something, and I do that just because I want to, very Dave Ramsey gazelle intensity, like be focused and really understand what I'm doing, and really understand that this will benefit me in the long run, because I will not have this 6 figures worth of debt, because I hate student loans. I hate the idea of student loans. I just hate the crisis of student loan debt we have in this country, and it's just not cool. And I've seen all the videos, and I've seen a bunch of debt stories, and I've seen how crippling student loan debt can be. And this amount for my graduate education is tame. I have a lot of colleagues that have twice as much as that, sometimes 3 times as much as that amount. This is an actual amount. So for me to just go crazy with it and just pay it off is something I choose to do, and something I don't want to just write it out and just let the government take over, because we all know how the government acts, in times of crises. And I don't believe in student loan forgiveness. I know some of my colleagues do student loan forgiveness, and I respect them, but I personally do not believe that student loan forgiveness is a thing, and I personally do not qualify for it, so I'm not even going to bother. And I'd rather pay off, and I kind of understand what Dave Ramsey was saying, but I'd rather pay off like 6 figures worth of debt in 5 years than have to pay small amounts over 10 years and not be able to live my life during those 10 years. So that's all I gotta say. But I want to leave off with this little quote: arriving at one goal is the start of another. And I think that's really true, which with every box that I highlight or cross off, I just think of it as another goal I can start to work towards. Wow, my voice got all froggy there. So right now we're in March, so I crossed off that one. And soon we'll be in April, May, June, July, August, and hopefully by August I'll be done, or maybe earlier. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I always have these quotes to remind myself: extra debt payment, always focus, always keep your eye on the ball, I guess. Like, what's your goal? My goal is to pay off my student loans, and I'm gonna do that. So yep, that's basically my debt story in a nutshell. Went to school, got some debt, paying off debt. Look at my graph. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Bye.